Hey, this is Mark Rose, and you're watching Eric Live on the Air.
She goes to California, oh, California's not so far. When I close my eyes and wonder where you are, and you wish upon a star. 2,000 miles doesn't seem so far.
A lot of people know you probably from your Spitalfield days. Do you want to kind of talk about what you've done in the past?
Sure. Yeah, I sang and played guitar in a band called Spitalfield, based out of Chicago. Released 3 records on Victory. Band started when I was a sophomore in high school back in 1998. We were a band for almost 10 years before we called it quits, and at the end of 2007, we wrapped everything up with a farewell tour, and then I started kind of writing my own solo material and have been kind of working on that for a while, and did a bunch of touring and, both with a band, without a band, just trying to kind of discover my new sound a little bit, because it's quite a bit different than what I used to do with the band. And last year released my first full-length record called Wonderful Trouble, and yeah, so I'm just kind of, I don't know, just moving forward with what I love to do, which is writing music and performing, touring. Well, I suppose the reasoning was because what I was doing was quite a bit different, and I wasn't exactly sure what my sound actually was, considering that I wasn't just starting another band that had a similar sound. So the first thing I wanted to do was something totally different, and I don't know, I was writing, and I did an EP called The Greatest Lakes that it was pretty mellow. It was kind of like, having done Spitalfield for so long, I knew that my first response to that was going to be something that maybe wasn't 100% me yet. It was just kind of me doing something different. So I went out and toured on that for a bit and put together a few different versions of a live band, and really wanted to find myself out there on the road a bit and just take some time away from everything to kind of separate myself and clear my head. And I guess separate's the right word, because then I did a second EP the following year called Separate, which was, again, a little bit more experimental, still not entirely focused for what I was trying to do. And it wasn't until after that EP came out and, I logged, 100 plus tour dates that I understood kind of what I wanted to do with my new music. And yeah, I may have lost some momentum and some possible listeners, but I think that any of the fans who grew up with the old band, hopefully they'd come around to being interested in what I'm doing now and maybe grow up a bit with me, considering my sound has changed. And I'm not trying to, fool anybody into thinking if you were a fan of Spitalfield, you have to be a fan of what I do, because even though it's, the same voice and the same songwriting, it is a different sound, and I understand that. And I'm kind of glad I didn't jump right into it full-time right away, because I feel like now my sound is a bit more focused, and I kind of know what I want to do more. So doing Wonderful Trouble this past year was a big step for me, a full band production, full studio production, and it's been a good year for me for kind of getting out there and getting a little more established. Yeah, there are a handful of bands that, are either still going now that, I can still connect with and perform with, and then there's also, artists that have moved on from their former projects as well that I've been able to connect with, playing some shows with, like, Craig Owens, Ace Enders. I opened for Patrick Stump at Metro here in Chicago. And then recently I did the Hawthorne Heights acoustic tour, which was cool for me because I know that with my current solo stuff, that if I was opening for Hawthorne, on a full band tour, it might not work out that well for me, but being an acoustic tour, allows me to get in front of their fans and do something that, hopefully they'll be feeling for that night. And, I don't mind sticking out at all. I've kind of always done that, even with Spitalfield. We did a lot of tours that we didn't necessarily fit in on, and I'm kind of used to that challenge. And, I think sticking out a bit really can be a good thing, because if someone is going to like what you're doing, hopefully they'll notice you. And if they're not going to like it, then they wouldn't like it anyway. So, I'm not too concerned about being on the wrong tour. That said, I'm still hoping, to get the right tour. John Walker, who played bass in Panic for a while, he's from Chicago as well, and we've recently connected and collaborated on pretty much a predominantly Midwest and Northeast tour, and now it's heading down to the Southeast here in a couple weeks. And John's doing something like me, where it's kind of just shedding your skin. It's a totally different sound. His stuff's a little more folk pop, and mine might be a little more like kind of R&B bluesy pop. But like, we kind of have some shared experiences and a lot of common friends, and it's been cool to work with him. And we've been touring, the two of us, with our good friend Lucas Carpenter, who's now based out of Nashville, who is also a singer-songwriter. So the three of us are kind of all riding around in one van, sharing expenses, and then playing a bulk set on stage, like a block, where we rotate each other's songs and back each other up, which has been cool because having done full band, trio down to just me and a guitar, it's fun to have two other songwriters on stage with you who can lend their talents, their voice, their ideas to your own songs, and it's been fun. So I just want to keep trying to do different things, and try to find my niche. There's a tune off of my second EP called "I Don't Know How to Not Love You," which I'm going to be performing in a little bit here acoustically. That I also think really represents kind of where I'm at right now and the type of stuff that I'm feeling.
I'd stand out on a ledge for everything I stand for. Can't you see I'm running after you? And every time you go, I did impossible. Why can't I see that you and I are through? 'Cause I don't know how to.
I've got the third and final leg of that tour with John Walker and Lucas Carpenter. The tour itself is called the Beast Friends Forever Tour, and we have like this poster made up for it that has us as animals, hence Beast Friends instead of Best Friends. A very talented artist who does a lot of like children's style animation put together that poster for us, and it's fun because we're driving around in like a soccer mom van, and we have our Beast Friends posters that we're selling to help with gas money. So this third leg heads down to the Southeast, which is a spot that I haven't really spent much time with my new material, and same with John Walker. So looking forward to getting down there. And yeah, this fall it's going to be a little more touring. I have more dates with John up in the Northeast in October, and doing a bunch of demoing and writing because I'm looking forward to my next release. Because Wonderful Trouble, which came out summer of 2011, like a little over a year ago, had been a good, year and a half, 2 years in the making. So from when that record got started to right now, a lot of time has passed, and I've done a lot of writing, and I'm kind of looking forward to another release, which might end up being an EP, maybe, winter or, early spring of this coming year. Or it could actually end up being another full length, but we'll kind of see how things shake out, and what comes up in the next few months for me. So yeah, that's kind of my focus right now. And then also, I have a new company in the works with my good friend Bob Nana and another friend Dan Reed. And Bob works at Threadless and was in the groups Braid and Hey Mercedes. And we have a company called Downright, which is going to be a kind of a tool for songwriters to use during their downtime to find ways to make some money on the side while they're not touring or not in the studio recording their own stuff, connecting songwriters with music fans and small businesses and independent films and stuff like that to write custom music. So Downright is downright.com, and it's Write spelled W-R-I-T-E. And we're on Facebook and Twitter as well. So that's a fun side gig for me because I can do that while I'm doing music full time. It's kind of like I'm looking forward to not only running the site, but also like being on the site and being a custom songwriter for people and for fans and stuff. I think that'll be fun.
Has it started yet, or is it still in the works?
The website's up. We haven't launched yet, so you can find some information on the site and direct to some of our social media. But we're actually planning to be launching the first version of the site in the next few weeks. So you can go and sign up right now if you're interested in getting an email when it's all ready to go. a football, and it's like not a full size NFL football, but one of those like junior footballs that make you think you have a really good arm. Every gas station or rest stop, you want to get out and stretch a little bit and toss around the football, especially during summer, fall, or winter when you're either getting ready for football, football's happening, or football's ending. So football's huge, I think. Let's see. I think a radio is key, and it's not because I like listening to music on the radio. It's because I like listening to talk radio. For as much music as I listen to, and for as much music as I perform, one of my little like escapes is listening to like NPR or podcasts or talk like sports talk radio or whatever, because it really helps me separate from what I do all the time. I'm actually really always impressed when somebody who's like does music as much as I do is then also doing music all the rest of the time. Like always going out to shows, going to see their friends play and this, that, and the other. I'm like, wow, that's dedication. Because when I'm not doing it, I try to not do it.
Yeah.
So that's two. That's three. Three. I'm gonna say a good bag of trail mix is key. When you're out on the road, the food options are often limited, and try to avoid the fast food stops. They're inevitable, but it's like every day if I can have like an iced coffee or a hot coffee if it's cold out, and like a banana, then have some trail mix waiting for me in the van. It minimizes my stops at Taco Bell, even though I love Taco Bell. Try to not eat it every day. Yeah, thanks for having me. Some good questions, good times.
Thanks.
And for anybody who's still tuning in here, you can find me online, markrosemusic.com, and from there you can get to all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, iTunes for my record, Wonderful Trouble, and yeah, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
Monster or Red Bull?
Monster.
Cute or sexy?
Sexy.
Baseball or basketball?
Baseball.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Stephen Colbert or Jon Stewart?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go Jon Stewart, but that's a tough one. I either way on that.
Piercings or tattoos?
Tattoos.
Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Duncan.
One night stands or relationships?
Relationships.
Batman or Spider-Man?
Batman.
Salty or sweet?
Salty.
Boobs or butt?
Oh man, I gotta choose.
You gotta choose.
That's like not even a would you rather. That's just like both these things are great. Pick one.
All right. Well, think about your girlfriend.
All right, I'll go boobs. I'll go boobs.
Is that your girlfriend now?
She's got everything. She's got everything.
Good answer. Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
TV or movie?
Movie.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes.
Hopefully that's your girlfriend now.
I think she's been both.
Goth or punk?
Punk.
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
NSYNC.
Clubs or bars?
Bars.
Haley Williams or Cassidy Pope?
Who?
You know either or?
No, what, say it again?
Haley Williams or Cassidy Pope?
Oh, Haley.
You know who Cassidy Pope is?
Yeah.
Okay. Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Him as every band member so far. And last, Vans or Converse?
Converse.